Something happened last week that we thought we'd table today on Tuesday, February 2nd, edition of the National Outlook on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. I'm GHK Lall. I'm glad you could join me for a few minutes to listen and perhaps to share. There were reports of millions spent or not spent, received or not received on a pig pen. And there was this uproar by the Member of Parliament, Mr. Kaieteur, that he was the victim here and that he has some serious problems with what took place. And late last week on Thursday, Kaieteur News did something that is not done frequently. As a matter of fact, it's done way too infrequently in Guyana. It issued an apology and a correction. It's very clear that for the publication of any baseless information regarding the Kaieteur brothers, we unreservedly apologize and maintain that no malice on the part of this newspaper was intended. I think that's very good. I would like to see some of our politicians apologize for what they have done to this nation. I'd like to see some of our political parties follow this example. And the major ones I'm talking about, take a leaf here out of this book and apologize for the wrongs, the many, many wrongs, the costly wrongs that have been done against the population of this country, including their own supporters. Now, going back to the issue, this one with the pig pen and the money from SLED, and as an aside, I can't help thinking that SLED is a little bit of a slush fund, or was used as a slush fund. But that aside, $5.7 million, and the underlying circumstances as are now coming to light is that the Member of Parliament has a twin brother who has the same name as him, the exact same name. I understand that the spelling might be slightly different. Now, what are the odds of that? Twin plus the same name. Now, that's a recipe for confusion, but be that as it may. Now, and the twin brother, Mr. Kaieteur, has come out and said, look, 98% of the money of that $5+ million was spent the way it should be. And as a matter of fact, that he went so far as to take the remaining 2%, what would that be? 57, 57? That sounds like just over $10,000, $10,000, $12,000 out of his own pocket to complete the project. Well, I say, if all this holds up and it's as being put out before the public, it's very, very commendable. It's very commendable, and it contrasts, and I'd like for that to be, and it contrasts to what has been happening with other former ministers, with other senior officers in this country. We know about gold bracelets, and we know about a whole set of other things, almost $500,000 here and $1 million there, and I'm like, come on, we can do better. I do not want to hear, my fellow Guyanese, about who did what. Because if I come to this radio station to serve you, this is what we are doing here, a public service, to serve you, and everybody out there is about falsifying, must I continue that? If everybody out there is about a lack of courtesy and a lack of truth, should I continue that here? Am I justified? That's what I've been hearing. Well, this group used to do that, and they're doing it now. And that may very well be so. As a matter of fact, I believe that is so. But the onus, the burden, the responsibility is on me. I'm responsible for me to not continue that shabby way of living, that dirty way of living, that cheating way of living, that corrupting way of living. And so that's why I say, we've got these obligations as citizens. Let us handle them properly. I'm glad that the apology occurred, and I'm glad that Mr. Figueroa, the brothers, shed some light, and we move on now. Let's learn some things, and let's maintain some standards. Thank you for joining us on the National Outlook and Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5 FM. This is GHK Lall.